Go ahead.
Alright, so Matt and Nicole, I'm just going to go over your existing policy to make sure you guys remember exactly what's covered and how all that works. So the first thing I'm going to start with is what we call your living benefits. So that means that anytime that anyone in the family goes to the emergency room, or for anything that's an accident, so again, not the sniffles, fever, any of that stuff, but if you get into a car accident, you get hurt, fall down the stairs, slip on ice, get creamed in the face with a baseball when you're out of practice, anything like that. Every time you go to the emergency room, you get $300. It's a check directly to you. The only things you do have to make sure you get seen within 72 hours, or it's not considered an emergency. If the accident's a little bit worse and you wind up in the hospital, then that pays you out $600 per day. So the first one, that's not really life changing, but $300 is always nice to have an extra $300 in your pocket. This part really is life changing. So if that accident's a little bit worse, you get T-bone coming through an intersection, you wake up in a hospital bed and you're there for 10 days. We'll cut a check straight to you guys for $6,000. It doesn't go to the hospital, doesn't go to the doctor, it comes straight to you in your name. You can do whatever you want with it. Money comes in tax-free. That's up to 365 days. If the accident's a little bit worse and you wind up in the ICU, we're actually going to double the coverage. And that's obviously because if you're in the ICU, where's Nicole going to be? Exactly, right next to you. So you're losing 2 incomes, so we're going to replace 2 incomes for that time. And that lasts up to 14 days. So the reason that caps out there at 14 days is you're probably going to be using some of these other benefits I'm going to go over with you, remind you of in a second here. Because unfortunately, you're probably not going to make it. If you do get a little bit better after that, though, you don't lose the benefit. It just reverts back to that 365 days at $600 per day. The great thing about that is it's also per occurrence. So if you wind up in the hospital for 10 days and then 2 months later you get hurt again for something completely different, you start over again with another 365 days. Does that make sense? Do you see how that works? Awesome. Is that probably why you signed up in the first place?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is great, but that's just such an amazing benefit. It's kind of makes me forget how good the rest of it is sometimes. Alright, and then you guys, we also got some pretty awesome accidental death coverage as well. So, you're both covered for any kind of accident for $110,000, and the kids are all covered for $12,000 for any sort of accident. Now, what's the most dangerous thing that we do every day?
Driving,
exactly. And I'm not trying to say you guys are bad drivers, but how often do you look over and the guy next to you is texting or putting on their makeup or trying to play ping pong in the back seat with somebody? Something crazy, right? All the time. So, normally in insurance, as the risk increases, the benefit decreases. We actually went ahead and did the opposite, and we increased your benefit to $170,000 for each of you and $24,000 for the kids. And so then, for common carrier, so that's anything you pay a fare to ride, bus, trains, planes, Uber, taxi, Lyft, anything you pay a fare for, you guys are covered for $350,000, and the kids are covered for $60,000. So if you guys were to be killed in like the same plane crash or something like that, your kids would inherit a check for $700,000. Now, this obviously is not going to bring you back, but at least it'll get them a pretty good head start in life, so that you can, rest easy knowing if something terrible does happen to you, your kids will be all right. And then we do have child riders on, looks like on one of your kids, so they're covered for the $10,000. But again, that benefit though, that's not about living, and it's not about dying, it's about living. So as soon as the first one hits 21, then immediately they have the option to convert it to a $50,000 whole life policy. And then we'll addend that to add your second child to it later today. And then, so you guys are missing the income protection, but you also have the death benefit, the freedom of choice covered. So have you guys ever been on the financial side of arranging a funeral?
No.
No? Oh, wow, you guys are blessed. Do you know anybody who's been on that?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of know how hard it can be then.
Yep.
The average cost of arranging a funeral today is the $14,000 for your funeral. And what a lot of families don't really understand is that insurance doesn't really handle the death benefit of that the way they used to. It used to be the family just takes the life insurance policy and they give it to the funeral home so it serves as collateral. But that was back when insurance companies had to pay out on the policy within 24 days. Now they have up to 60 days to pay out. Why do you think they made that change?
I don't know.
It's because basically it just comes down to corporate greed. Because they reinvest their premiums and they're just making money off the interest in that whole time. So they're not really incentivized to pay people out in a timely fashion at all. And then there's another thing that's been going on in the last couple of years. There's a company out of Texas called SCI, another one out of Canada called the Alderwood Group, and they've been going around buying up all the local funeral homes and cemeteries that they can get their hands on in the country, trying to become basically the Walmart of the funeral industry. So the reason I bring them up is because their corporate policy is to get 50% of the 50% of the cost up front. Now, I don't know what you guys' financial situation looks like, but most of the families I sit down with, they don't have that kind of money, $7,000 lying around to pay for a funeral. And most of them that do, they want to hold on to that because there's so many other bills that come in after a funeral, right? So, the way this works, Matt, if something were to happen to you, Nicole would just take this into the funeral home, basically show them this, negotiate a price for the back, sign it as the beneficiary, the funeral home director would sign as the witness, and then she's done. She can go home, be with the kids, be with the people who need her in that trying time. As soon as she leaves, the funeral home director is he's gonna call one of these two numbers here, and he's gonna ask 2 questions. So the first one is, are you guys enrolled in the program? Obviously you are. That's why I came out here today. And the second one is how much you guys have to work with, and that's that $20,000. Now that's a really important number. We never reveal that, and we ask that you guys never reveal it either, because like I said, the average cost of a funeral is $14,000. But if they know you have $20,000 to work with, how much do you think that's going to magically cost them?
$20,000.
$20,000 exactly. So that's why we never tell them that number, and we ask that you guys never tell them that number. So what we do is we cut a check for whatever is here, whatever is agreed amount, exactly that much, no more, no less, and then the remainder of that, we cut a check right to Nicole and the kids. It's the cleanest, easiest, most compassionate way to take care of what's going to happen to all of us eventually, right? So then, looking through this, the only glaring thing that's really sticking out to me is you guys don't have income protection at all. So what's just as important as the funeral is the bills that come in after the funeral. So what kind of monthly bills do you guys have here?
Rent. Car payment.
It's a big one. Car payment. You've got 2 little ones, and I haven't been blessed with that problem yet myself, but if I know anything about kids, it's that they're not free, right? Looking back at all the money I made my parents spent as a child, I really wonder why they put up with me sometimes. But yeah, so Matt, if Nicole were taken from you, how would you cover those payments?
Wouldn't.
That's not a good option. So what I've set up for you here is you guys both make $20 an hour. So option A is to have both of your incomes covered for a full 5 years. So basically every month you get a check for $2,000 to help basically transition to a no lifestyle, and so you allow the life insurance to sit up and build a nest egg like it's supposed to. So option A is for both of you guys to have your incomes covered for full 5 years, and option B is the same exact thing, we just reduce it to 3 years so you have a little bit less time to adjust. So most people go with option A just because they want to be absolutely safe, but again, option B works really well too, it's just whichever one's going to be better for you guys, option A or B.